Hello, hello. So today I'm going to talk about the fun topic. I always have a lot of debates with friends on this topic. And as a weight loss coach, I wanted to come and set some, myths around this. And these are the GLP-1s, GLP, GIP. Those are the Ozempics, Zepbound, mounjaro, Wegovy, all these weight loss medication that we hear about today. So let's talk about some of this. So I've been a weight loss coach for over 10 years now, right? Meaning I started my own journey on no medication. It was all natural. However, as the years have gone by and there's been a lot of research in the weight loss medication industry, I see the need to actually be able to use this as an accelerator or jumpstart where needed, and I'll get into that. So what are the types of GLP-1, GIP? So there's two kinds, right? There's the single agonist, those are the semaglutides, that's Ozempic, Wegovy. This is GLP-1, right? This is a hormone that is naturally produced by the body, but the medication, jumpstarts that to control our appetite, control our blood sugar, and basically tell the brain that we are full. So you feel like your appetite is in control. You don't get those emotional cravings or hunger pains, and it forces you to eat less. Therefore, you're losing weight, right? But it's also slowing down the digestion, and I'll talk more into what that looks like in terms of side effects. Then we have the dual agonist, and that is the GLP-1 GIP. That is the Zepbound and the mounjaro tirzepatide, right? And those typically have more appetite control and also control your insulin sensitivity. So those have a higher metabolism or fat loss effect as compared to the Ozempics. So there's the single agonist, like I mentioned, the semaglutides, that's the Ozempic, Wegovy. Then there's the duo that's from scientific research and industry standards, has a higher fat loss results based on the fact that they're dealing with two hormones. So the GLP-1 is one hormone, and GLP-1 GIP is dealing with two hormones and has more effective results. So when should you use GIPs or GLP-1s, right, for weight loss? As a weight loss coach, there's some scenarios where your weight is taking an impact on your body, and if not handled well, can lead to long-term consequences or long-term ailments like heart attacks or the high cholesterol, things like that, right? No one ever tells you when a heart attack is going to happen. So what conditions do I recommend the use of the medication? If you have significant weight to lose that's affecting your sleep, like sleep apnea, insulin resistance, you're pre-diabetic or the diabetic. Also, in cases where there's PCOS, right, the weight loss medication can help jumpstart your journey. What I don't recommend is staying on it for long, right? And because a lot of times with these conditions, you're already on some type of medication that you're on for long term, especially if you're having like sleep apnea, if you're having like diabetes, high cholesterol, you're already on some medication that has side effects. So when I hear a lot of people say, hey, there are side effects, I'm like, there's side effects a lot with a lot of things that we do. It's just having the right knowledge on how to microdose on these GLP-1s or the Ozempics and Zepbounds, right? And what that means is typically you work with a doctor who share like, hey, you're this weight, you want to go to this weight, we'll start you maybe at 5 milligrams a week. And you can microdose by taking either, if it's injectable, taking either half, right, to start slow so that the side effects don't come all at a go, because everyone's body is different, right? And so I encourage microdosing, starting small and upping your dose as you see your body is adjusting. But I also encourage combining it with like a B12, right? That is for fatigue. B12 helps offset fatigue. And there's also some other peptides you can combine with it so that you're not really feeling like your body's taking on those side effects. So let's talk about microdosing first, and then I'll share the side effects that people typically see. So microdosing, like I said, you start small if it's an injectable. Most times the company sends you like little syringes where you can self-administer, that's injectables, or some have oral drops. I'm actually right now working with a company that I'm testing out some of their products to see because before I even share anything with my clients, I usually want to make sure that this is something that's really, it's a board of doctors, sorry, that already has been certified around, giving this medication. It's a compound pharmacy. But one thing that I hear a lot with the side effects is one, fatigue, right? Two is bowel movements stopping or reducing, because again, this medication is slowing your digestion. That's the feeling of feeling full. It's slowing your gut drainage. So you have to be on top of your water. That is a non-negotiable. You have to have your hemp protein powder. That's a powder that helps, cleanse a lot of this out. Like I mentioned, I'm working with LIMD, which is a company that is really reputable for some of their GLP-1s, GIP, because I've had clients come to me where the weight is now a medical emergency, and it's good to jumpstart someone on this medication. What I recommend, if you're looking into these GLPs or GIP, don't stay in it for so long. I would say 3 to 6 months max, and make sure you are still, as you are microdosing, you are learning habits that are going to help you stay the course long term. I think the mistake I see a lot is people depending on this Ozempic, because it totally will shut down your appetite, right? And so because you're not feeling hungry, you're not really practicing the habits, right, that you need to practice, like going to bed on time, sleeping, reducing late night snacking, reducing alcohol. For a lot of people say, for those, I don't drink, but for those who do, that's like a no-no even with the Ozempics. But you have to use that time, the 3 to 6 months, since your appetite is being controlled, to build habits, so that by the time you start phasing it off, you're not feeling like, oh my God, this is not sustainable, because I've seen people stuck on this medication for years, and that's where you see the bigger side effects starting to kick in, because like with any medication, we're not, as humans, meant to just stay on any kind of prescription medication long term. So me as a weight loss coach, and again, I'm sharing this because I've had so much back and forth between a lot of friends that I have that have tried this, a lot of them complaining around the fatigue, the loss of bowel movements. I've shared that. Some, it's nausea. So you can always put on like there's a nausea, what is it called? Like a little nausea ring, right? And those are a lot on Amazon. But those are the three main ones. Some get diarrhea, but the main thing I've had is fatigue, the nausea, and what else? The bowel movements really slowing down or not even getting any at all. The normal, you should get at least one bowel movement a day. So the other caveat to bowel movement apart from the hemp protein powder is dragon fruit. You can do either dragon fruit, or you can just a ball of fruits a day. Dragon fruit is like it's like yellow. It has little seeds. I'll put a link on this video. It has little seeds in it, but it's so good at draining. I mean, when I say draining, I mean like bowel movement for the body. So again, I am very much someone who likes to research, someone who likes to be on top of the trends. Why weight loss medication has become so popular is because, yes, it can be an easier way to lose the weight and jumpstart that weight loss. But the catch is it doesn't replace your habits. It doesn't replace the long-term sustainable results come from learning your habits. So it's something that I'm definitely looking to start using my clients as I'm building this community that I talk about. I'll share more in a little bit, but when all this is ready. But if the conditions I listed above are some of the conditions you experience, I would really recommend on jump starting and microdosing. And starting small, and I'll share with you as I go along the journey of what that looks like, because I lost weight naturally, but I also know that there's a lot of people who are going through the same journey who may need a little bit of a jumpstart depending on where they're at. If your weight loss is causing you to lose sleep, if your weight is causing you to lose sleep, if your weight is causing the high cholesterol, the prediabetes, the insulin resistance, the hypertension, diabetes, then that's an emergency. That's a ticking time bomb. And anything you can do to help jumpstart that as you learn the habits is really something that I'd recommend, as long as you're not staying on it more than 6 months. Honestly, 3 to 6 months is my recommendation, because by then you've built habits and now you are doing this more from a place of, okay, now I'm in sustainability mode. So don't use these weight loss drugs as your one and only. Like, build the habits, learn your sleep, your late night snacking, your alcohol. Learn all these things that I usually talk about that contribute to weight. Learn reading your ingredients on a package, right? A lot of people don't know what they're eating, just get a pack and throw it in. And all these things will build long-term weight loss success. The medication will just help you jumpstart that. So again, that's my take on GLP-1, GIP, the Ozempics, the Zepbounds. Everything used in moderation can work, but don't stay too long on it, and also know how to manage the side effects by microdosing and some of the things I mentioned around the fruits, the hemp protein powder is very good at helping bowel movements, and supplementing with B12 for fatigue. Hope that helps.